Shut up and sit down.
The Doug and Joe Show. Our 2 cents.
That you didn't even ask for.
They didn't ask? Should we keep going? The show about nothing and everything all at once.
Hello, Mr. Joe.
Mr. Doug Taylor. Well, last week's show was a bust. Technical difficulties, we apologize, but we're back.
Technically, they don't even know we did a last week's show.
So let's not tell them.
No, don't tell them about our failures.
The Doug and Joe Show. I'm not Doug. That's not Joe. And we're with you today.
And this is our 2 cents.
You never asked for it.
Well, what's up? No, your finger's pointing to the other side of the screen. You're in the middle. Burp.
Well, if I do this, it looks like I'm pointing at you.
No.
But
on your
you
screen?
Don't see that. Yeah.
You're over here.
See, you're pointing somewhere else. Like
you're over here?
Anyways. Yeah.
It must be reversed.
Must be.
So what's going on, Joe?
Doug Ford has called an early election and wanted a mandate from the people, damn it! And he got it. So that's something. Zelensky and Trump are
Ontario
fighting.
Premier.
Yeah. Trump and Zelensky are not happy with each other.
No.
They laid the Oval Office smackdown on his ass. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, first of all, I saw the short little clip versions
of the liberals.
Of all the people that hate, have that Trump derangement syndrome to show that, it's just like, Trump just started berating him, period, and that was it. That's all he's done, and he's a Putin lover and all this kind of stuff. Then I went and watched the whole thing, and it tells a much different story, but...
It does? It does?
He spent the whole first part saying how much he admires Zelensky and Ukrainian people and, how much they want to get peace and stop people dying and this, that, and everything else and how they're going to, negotiate. And then the reporters get in there and they start asking questions, and Zelensky.
The fire. They're like, let's see what we can.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure Zelensky has a bit of an issue with, the interpretation of the English language, that barrier a little bit, and it just escalated from there. And, and then he starts saying, basically Zelensky wants the U.S. on his side and just to fund them tons of money so he can punish and beat Russia.
Okay.
Let me finish this point. Let me finish this point, though. And then Trump, I mean, that was the old administration, right? So Trump basically was in there going, no, I'm going to negotiate a peace treaty, a deal, and people dying, end the war. And it eventually turned into, no, you can't do that. You don't know what you're talking about. You can't negotiate with him. Basically, one side wants forever war, the industrial war machine, and Trump wants peace. Wants to end the war. And now he's a bad guy. Like, for wanting to end deaths and have peace is now considered to be on the wrong side. People have sure lost their fucking way. Sorry.
I see it a little bit differently. I see Zelensky, the actor. He's an actor. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, yeah.
The actor, because I think he's playing a role. I really do. I think he's a puppet and he's playing a role, and it's the elites controlling him. But I think it's the fact that he's butthurt, and I get it. Putin went in there, he attacked, he killed his people. I get it. And that's what he's saying. What he's saying is, I don't want him to get away with it. Like, if we just have a peace and a ceasefire, I don't believe him, but also he's getting away with it. If we were to go with that logic, in every war, no war would end.
Right.
No war would end. We'd still be at war with Germany because Hitler was bad, and we would blame the German people. Yep. And we have the U.S. and Canada have a beautiful relationship with Germany compared to before. It wouldn't be like that now if we were just like, he hurt my feelings. We can't just forgive him. Putin did what Putin did. But you can't just say we blanket not forgive him and we need to continue the war.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think people need to look at the big picture. The war didn't start when Putin invaded 3 years ago. It started a long time ago by previous U.S. and Western administrations doing all sorts of stuff. And actually, I'm going to put a link in this bio to Jeffrey Sachs. He explains it in the European Union. He explains exactly the whole process and everything. Zelensky and all that's being used, and Ukraine's being used as a proxy war.
It's a puppet. He's
for the military-industrial complex. Wars won't end as long as people are profiteering off of wars. Wars will never end. You know. Like Woody Harrelson was saying on Joe Rogan, I'll give you World War II because we had a guy that was trying to take over the world. People didn't necessarily profit off that war. People were working in factories, building bombs, and were sending it over there and building tanks and doing all this shit you needed to do to win the war. And it wasn't, we're just giving, we're going to give France, because they were taking over, just giving them billions of dollars so they can buy weapons. And, we were making them and taking them there. And then Vietnam happened and Afghanistan and the 2 Gulf Wars, and everybody bitch and complain, it's all about oil. It's all about opium. It's all about them making money. These wars shouldn't happen. Well, this war shouldn't happen either. Shouldn't happen.
And what he means by it would never have happened if he was president, he wouldn't have let it get that far. The Americans just sat back and said, let's see how this plays out and how we can profit and benefit.
Well, they didn't sit back. They antagonized and made it happen.
Oh, no, that's true. I'm just saying they didn't do anything to stop it.
No, they actually encouraged it to happen.
Quite the opposite.
And in fact, right after Russia invaded the first time, there was a deal, and they had made a deal, Zelensky and him. They had made a deal and everything, and then Biden and Boris Johnson went in, and they told them to cut the deal, and there's no deals. And now we're into this 3-year war. It would have been over in 6 days, and they had a deal done. Basically, Putin wanted neutrality in Ukraine and no more encroachment of the West towards Russia on their border.
I don't blame him. Why would you want a NATO country on your doorstep? Why would you want the powers of the world basically on your doorstep?
Well, the Western world. And, there's a lot of talk about, Putin did break this ceasefire and did break this and did break that. Yeah, he did. But the West and Ukraine also broke their own deals as well. So it's a quagmire. It's a bullshit war. It's a war for money. And, it still blows my mind. Oh, are you, why don't you call out Putin and call him names? And Trump's like, well, I want to be the middleman. I want to broker the peace. How am I going to broker the peace if I call this guy all sorts of names? I'm pointing at you, Joe, right now. If I call this guy all sorts of names, and then I go to the table and expect him to respect me to broker a deal. That doesn't work that way. And all the people saying that are fucking idiots. Oh, he's a Russian, fucking operative, this, that, and everything else. You know what? We've already discovered that Russian thing was a big hoax created by Hillary Clinton and Obama and all that kind of crap. Like, cut the bullshit. He wants peace. Sure. And you guys are fucking going on warmongering, all because you've been trained like the monkeys and sheep you are to hate the big orange man. It's fucking pathetic. People are pathetic.
It absolutely
Sorry,
is
did I rant?
disgusting what they've. A scooch, you know, a scoochie. So the problem is why would you? Zelensky got rich off this. I don't care what anybody says. He got rich off this. The other problem I have is Ukraine has become the money laundering safe haven for the lefts. There's evidence galore. It has been for a long time, 1,000%. So everybody's saying, "Oh, Putin bad, Putin bad." Putin found like so much satanic crap in Ukraine, labs and some sick crap, and the money laundering. I would bomb you too. Like you're doing some shady shit, and you need to knock it the frick off. You're my neighbor. Stop the shady shit. Then it was super easy for Zelensky to come over when Biden was president. He's like, "Oh, I got a lot of information about you, your son, and everything like that. Give me a bag of money," and he'd leave with a bag of money. Yeah, sorry, Trump's not. You're not. You have no leverage over Trump. So guess what? You're not going to win that game.
No. But you know what? I part of me almost thinks that it was a setup through the left and the left wing media and the Democrats and they coached Zelensky to go in there and start this so they can all go, "Oh, Trump bad," whatever.
But by the look on Zelensky's face in the interview right after with Fox, I think he's dumb. I think he gets convinced of it, but in a real way. He's not in on it. I think he's just dumb. That's just my opinion, of course. But he's just dumb.
I think he's coached. Man. I think he's coached by certain people to do stuff, and he goes and does it.
And he's an actor, and he's a damn good one. I'll have to say, he's a damn good one.
Sure.
But Trump sees through it. That's the big thing, right?
Well, Trump wants to end the war, and he knows that just sending billions and billions and billions of dollars to Ukraine, which half of it we don't know where it goes.
Don't know where it is. Give me a record.
Is not going to win the war. Not going to end. Is not going to end the killing of innocent people.
And then Trudeau takes this advantage of this and says, "Don't worry, Zelensky, we've got all the money you need to continue your war," because he's a elitist puppet too.
They're all making money off of it somehow.
Yeah.
So,
like, when's this election supposed to happen, Douglas? With
Trudeau? Which one? Oh,
never.
Well, we don't know.
So I mean, I've said it before. I'll say it again. This is a plan to keep him in power. It is. It's a plan to keep him in power.
No, they're going to replace him with Mark Carney. Basically, the liberal. They pro-government, right? Back in whatever it was, December, just before all the goods on the green slush fund scams all came out. So they pro-government, which ended everything, right? But the thing is, they're still running around being the government. All they really did was shut down any opposition voices to them in Parliament, shut down any anybody that can hold them accountable, shut them all down so they can run around, do their thing. And they're using this leadership election to campaign for the Canadian election. They've already anointed. It's going to be Mark Carney. He's been shipped in by the WEF.
They literally kicked out the two women that were actually starting to beat him.
Well, the one woman and the other guy, both foreigners.
He was a guy.
Both foreigners. So they literally kicked out, the party that's about, DEI and all that kind of shit, kicked out the only two, visible minorities. And one was a woman. And the guy that scolded the U.S. that it should have been a woman that was president, and you've fucked up twice, but not as boosting an old white guy.
Let's get another white old guy in there. Yeah.
Liberals are everything they claim. They point at you about.
Hypocrites for sure.
Yeah.
100% hypocrites.
So there goes three quarters of our. There goes 3/4 of our audience. So we're from 8 down to fucking 3.
Well, it's going to get worse. Back to the Putin thing real quick.
Putin.
Poutine.
I think. Wait, listen. Poutine. I think most Canadians mistake that as poutine.
Probably.
He was the inventor. He was the inventor of poutine. No, I'm pretty sure Mark Carney invented poutine. But anyways,
he loves his country. He loves his people, and he's there for his people.
Hey,
I honestly stand with Putin, and I stand with Trump. So there goes all of our audience.
Putin's evil dictator, without a doubt. But he'll stick to his own country. I mean, he murders his opposition and everything else. But hey, tell me, we're in the Middle East or places in Africa or over in Asia where shit doesn't happen like that all the time.
What do you mean over there? Over here, we don't kill them. Like the liberals don't kill them.
Well, they kill
their careers. They kill their careers.
They do in the States. They damn near almost did twice in the last election, right?
Go Trump. Yeah. So why is Putin any different? Because the left media says you got to hate him. That's your job.
You notice the liberal left always needs a villain to fight against. Always needs a villain. There's always a villain out there for them.
Oh, it's in the script. I'm sure it's in the CNN script. I'm sure of it.
But I'm not for Putin. I'm not for Putin, and if again, go to the link and watch the Jeffrey Sachs video about the history of the whole thing. It by no means takes Putin off the hook for the shit that he's done. But it also shows you how just as guilty the U.S. and the Western world is of starting this war as much as Putin is. Just as guilty, and it's okay to stand with the Ukrainian people and still want peace.
I want to make that difference. The people that are dying, but I do not stand with Zelensky.
And still want peace. You can do both. Yeah. So
I stand with the people that are innocent. Their government is a piggy bank for the U.S. I don't stand with the government of Ukraine. I stand with the people. I've met some of the Ukrainian people that have come over here. Lovely people. Very Canadian-like, in fact.
My granddaughter's father is Ukrainian. Yeah.
That's so weird.
There you go. And I'm not born yet, so I'm not granddad yet. But we had his parents over and stuff, and had a long talk. Like, they don't want war either. Like, they want it to stop too, and they hate Putin for a very good reason. But it's a bigger picture than just Putin want to take over the world. It's much bigger. The U.S. and their administrations in the past are just as guilty as pushing and starting this war as anything else. So let's move on. Canadian
politics. I want to get back to that. So no matter who gets in, I am honestly concerned that they're going to cheat again. And I honestly believe they did in the last major one. I do not believe that they voted Trudeau back in. I don't believe it. And I refuse to believe it, Douglas! I really believe they cheated. We need to go back to paper ballots, like Trump's been saying, whether Trump said it or not. Before Trump said it, I've been saying it. We need to go back to paper ballots. I mean, that's the way we get it done. No opinion, Doug?
Yeah, I don't know. What happened in the States under Joe Biden definitely didn't happen up here.
Not to that extent.
I mean, if you look at
BC, that election was proven false.
Shitty things are happening in BC, and actually the NDP or the two opposition parties. There's a lot of shady shit going on there in the provincial one. I mean, with Biden, if Obama 2 terms, Trump that 1 term, they all the votes were at a certain level, right? There was this many people voting. And then when Biden got elected, this many people voted. And then Kamala Harris, the next one, this many people voted again. So where did this couple of million people go? They just disappeared off the face of the earth. They died. Like, what happened to them? Yeah. Like, how come this many people vote over, the 2 decades, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this many people vote, and then we're back down to the same. Yeah, something shady definitely happened during that election. In Canada, it didn't happen like that.
Not in the extent.
He actually lost. He didn't get the popular vote, he actually got the lowest number of votes ever that you can get and still be prime minister. But because of the way we're first past the post, and you don't vote for the prime minister, you vote for your local guy, and if you get enough ridings, you win, right? So It's a little different.
But there was some election I remember, and you corrected me on this, but there was some election I remembered where you would vote for the little guy, and then you could vote differently and separately for the big guy. But
that's the U.S. That's how the U.S. does it. So you go.
That's how it should be.
You go vote in the U.S. You get the vote for, do you want this guy or this guy to be your president? And then you vote for your senators and your local representatives, and they got tons of shit, right? We go in, we just vote for our riding. You vote for your riding. Conservative, Liberal, NDP, and all the other little ones. You vote for your ridings.
It's always been that way.
Yeah. First past the post. So technically, somebody could get more of the vote, but still lose because the other one won the most ridings.
Cool. Okay, so we're still in trouble. That's my point. I don't care who gets it. Conservatives have, let's say they get in, they have a very uphill battle to fight because it's so far gone. We're in so much debt and so much trouble. But it's always the way. Liberals get in, they spend like crazy. People get sick of it. They get rid of the Liberals. Conservatives get in, they cut because they have no choice. Then they're like, the evil core Conservatives are cutting. And then they always use that narrative in the House of Commons. They're like, you cut this and you cut that because of you. Anyways, it's a vicious cycle and it really needs to stop. So I wish an independent and I know you're a Polvier guy. I wish an independent or a Green Party would get in for once. I really do. And
not
see what would happen.
Maybe an independent, but not Green Party.
I'm just saying.
Green Party are one of the most. Sorry, but you're one of the most racist parties out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
But my point is,
they're bad news.
I don't want NDP in because NDP will give us everything we've ever wanted at a very, very high price tag.
Listen, when I was younger, I voted NDP provincially. When I was in college, Bob Ray NDP.
Wow.
Yeah, because they're going to give us everything and all these programs and spend.
Everything. They'll give you everything.
Yes,
no expense.
Sounded good to me. Government's going to give me all this money. It damn near bankrupt the province. Took a long time to get out of that bankruptcy. I'll never make that mistake again. But
that's the thing. It's like, get in the van. I've got candy. That's the NDP. Get in the van. I got candy.
Candyman. Candyman.
I'm sorry, but that is what it's like because it sounds good. I love what you're spewing. I love that you want to help everybody, but it costs fucking money. That we don't have.
It's like the free dental care that the NDP made the Liberals roll out. Free dental care, and then finally some reporters got the guy. It's really not free, is it? Well, no. Well, why do you keep saying it's free?
And that's the problem. They get away with so much.
Listen, if
they could say and do whatever they want. If I did that in a job, I'd be fired.
If you weren't sending billions of dollars to the Congo for gender studies, you could give free dental care. And that's what's happening in the States. States first. That's what Pierre Poilievre wants to do. Canada first. We need to start focusing our tax money on Canadians and Canadian issues first. I mean, the amount of money laundering that Doge has found going out and everything. If you go on Doge.gov, you can see line by line a receipt of everything they've done and cut and the money that's come back. Everything's transparent. If you go on social media,
taxes and money back.
If you go on social media, they say, "Oh, he's killing grandma. He's doing like shut." There's so much disinformation. You know, the ones that cried so much about disinformation on social media and tried to censor it all and couldn't are now the ones pushing the most misinformation on social media.
Well,
see them all. See all them old senators there out there singing, and they look like they were. What did that guy say? They look like they were out there, you know, singing, getting ready for the Jello fucking dessert at the old age home. Like, time to retire, guys.
Yeah, they need terms.
Haven't you soaked up enough tax dollars and put it in your own bank accounts? Time for somebody else in there. The fact is, the majority of the U.S. Americans voted it in. You don't see them on social media because they know Trump's doing what they voted him to do. Because everything he's done, he actually said he was going to do on the campaign trail.
And that's the difference. Like him or hate him, he's doing what he said he was going to do. And it was mandated by the people, and they wouldn't have voted him in.
I wish he wasn't such a dick when he talks, but I understand why he is. But it doesn't help his cause. Right?
No, it definitely doesn't help his cause. But when you're that determined, I mean, it just comes off wrong. But he's got a big heart, man.
Yeah, but I get it. They tried to shoot him twice. This time around,
I'd be like, "Fuck you! I'm taking over, bitches!" Yeah.
This time around, last time around, they constantly lied and made up shit. So I get it. Even before he actually said he was going to run, they were making fun of him at all the shows and everything, and saying that he was all sorts of stuff.
Never gonna win.
So I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it. You know.
And then Hillary Clinton was actually caught on a recording saying, if someone like Donald Trump ran, he'd be great because he can't be bought. And then
they're all friends at
one
time.
He's an evil.
Yeah, they're all great friends before. Yeah, and then until he decided to run for the Republicans. Whatever. Yeah. So, anything moving on? Anything movie-wise you've watched or TV shows?
I did, and you know what? It wasn't great. But I'm glad I watched it. Me and the missus went on a day date.
A day date? Like a date in the daytime.
A day in the day. Yep, that's right. That's how we roll because we're too old and we can't do
You're
night
too
ones.
old. Look at this. Too old.
So it was Last Breath with Woody Harrelson and the kid. I don't remember the kid's name, but he was in a show called Animal Kingdom. Wonderful.
Yeah.
That was a good storyline and based on a true story, and it's pretty shocking of what happened.
So you went to the theater and watched that?
Yeah, and recliner seats, and like when the waves, they were in storms, it was like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh yeah, I like it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. I liked it. It was good. So, did you watch any movies or?
So I saw this clip on social media, and there was these two young girls running across out of a forest through a farm field and stuff, and they were kind of beat up and black eye and swollen eye and stuff, and they're obviously running from somebody or something, and this police car comes along on the road and they stop and they come, and the girls are like, "Oh, don't touch us," and it's a male police and a female police person, and the guy goes back to the car and he's ready to go in. "Oh, we found these two girls, whatever." And the female cop is down there talking to the girls, and she's like, What happened? Who did this to you?" And the girl goes, "It was a witch and an ogre." And then the other cop, he's on the radio, and he's like, "Oh, at such and such a house, the house they were at, there's something going on at such and such a house." So he comes running down, and goes, "We gotta go, we gotta go. We know where they came from. We gotta go. Let's go." And then it goes black, and then it comes back, and the two girls are just screaming. Ah! I'm like, "Holy crap! What the hell's going on? I gotta watch this." So we threw it on, we watched it, and it was the most disturbing movie we have ever seen in our life.
Well, you obviously haven't seen Centipede, Human Centipede.
But yeah. Dude, it was, I'm going to look up the title for you so I don't butcher the title. It was disturbing. It was disturbing. It was very disturbing. Whoever picked that clip.
But was it disturbing?
Whoever picked that clip to put it out on.
Was smart. Smart.
Because that was the best clip. Because we sat there, we watched the whole thing, but we were just like, "Oh my god, oh my god."
But was it disturbing though,
dude? It was disturbing. We're still disturbed.
Apparently,
it was disturbing as disturbing can be.
But was it disturbing? Oh, so. Well, you got it? You got the name, the title?
Yeah, I'm going to look it up in a second. Go ahead.
Okay. While you're looking it up, something personal happened to me. Speaking of movies, I had a "Dude, where's my car" moment.
Right. Okay, I got it. Before you go on.
Okay, go ahead.
It's called Incident in Ghostland.
Independent or like is it
I don't think so.
Movie? Okay.
Yeah, Incident in Ghostland. It's disturbing.
Go check it out, folks. If you want to be,
if you love horror and disturbing stuff like Chainsaw Massacre and like disturbing stuff,
it's just simple. If you like to be disturbed, then please go watch it. Then you might be disturbed.
So, dude,
we're like Joe.
Dude,
disturbed.
Dude, where's my car?
So I get a knock at 9:20 in the morning. I'm up here in my office, and my driveway's in the back, and I got a beautiful view of the main street. And I'm in my office, and I get big loud knock. Police knock. Go to the door. It's the police, and I'm like, "Oh, hi, how are you?" And he's like, "We're here for you, Mr. Todd." I'm like, "Oh, great. They've caught me. I was the second gunman on the grassy knoll." No. Your truck's been stolen. I'm like, "What the?" Oh, I was so shocked I went to go look. And he's like, "Don't bother looking. I'm parked where your truck was." I'm like, "Okay, I won't look." Okay. Anyways, he says, "Yeah, we found it on Parkhouse Road, burnt to the ground. Like nothing left. Tires burnt, windows burnt out, and it's burnt to the ground. It's gone." I'm like, and it's a GMC Sierra 1500, and apparently it's the most stolen pickup truck on the planet. It's easy to steal. Thanks, GMC.
Yeah, my boys have GMC Sierras. Not, anyways.
Yeah, I was not happy. And then now, there's an investigation, of course, with the insurance, and they're like, "Did you do it?" And I'm like, "No," but they're checking my phone records. I talked to a friend that the same thing happened to him in the East Coast, Nova Scotia, and they never requested his phone records, but they want to see exactly the day it got stolen. If I don't know, texted someone or called them and like, "Okay, come get the car and make sure there's no evidence." Like they wanted me to they think I might have Liam Nielsen it. I know who you are. I don't know, but they requested the phone records. They wanted a picture of both keys.
Right.
So if you're watching, insurance company, and I'm sure you are,
I got both keys right here.
I sent you a picture. They're both here.
So they hot-wired it, I guess?
I guess. I have the keys. So apparently it's easy to pop it and scissors, and you got a pair of scissors there. I don't know why you've been using them as a pointer this whole show. Like, maybe I got to bring out the knife.
Because I'm good. Because I got to get my hair cut today and trim the beard.
So you're reminding yourself. Okay. So it was so like, dude, where's my car? Hey, that little trimmer was in a movie, wasn't it?
It was? It was.
Oh, it's the one! If you haven't seen Unnatural Apocalypse yet, please go to YouTube. The director's cut is now available.
Filmed right here at Red Tooth Outdoors. Inquire for more filming locations. There's been a bunch of stuff filmed there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Car commercials, Toyota, Hyundai.
Hyundai!
Oh.
So, yeah, my truck was stolen. So hopefully I get some money back from that so I can replace it. And that sucked.
Dang.
But, dude.
You got two cars? You got two vehicles?
Yes and no. I got 1.5. The other half means it's probably not going to pass safety. It's pretty bad. So, working on another one. So if you have a truck for sale, get a hold of us in the Mount Bridges, London area.
Dang.
Are you still good to take my dog in April? Will I go to Mexico?
Dude, I didn't even check. I forgot all about it.
Oh, guy, check with the wife.
What's the date? What's the date?
I think 17th, and then it's 2 weeks after that.
For 2 weeks?
A week, 2 weeks, I don't know. My buddy's handling all the arrangements. We haven't finalized everything. So, but it's the 17th in that area. I'll let you know for sure.
Because I gotta see if I'm around.
Oh, around. Okay, and then what else has happened to me? That's about it. That's happened to me personally. And first TV shows, I'm still into this Oak Island 12 seasons later, man. I'm loving Oak Island, and like they're, every season we're like the Leafs. We're close.
Yeah. You know what? That's funny. Those shows sucked you in. The one that sucked.
Oh yeah.
The one that sucked us in was Skinwalker Ranch.
Skinwalker Ranch. Okay. I tried to get into it. I couldn't get into it. You got sucked in. I didn't.
Phil Taylor. Yeah. It's just like, but they're starting to find.
It's interesting.
But they're actually starting to find things
like a vortex in the sky, and like they
all sorts. Yeah. Finally, things.
If you're into UFOs, go watch it. If you're into UFOs, and I am.
Finally, things are starting to actually happen. So that's interesting.
Yeah, and like it's being reported in mainstream media now. Like if there's a UFO, they're not just keeping it hush hush anymore, which is awesome. I didn't think we'd see the day. It's awesome. I think they're still suppressing a lot of stuff, but a lot less than before.
Yeah.
And pilots, they didn't feel like jeopardizing their career to talk about the UFOs, but now they know they're safe. They actually have MUFON will let them report it anonymously. So, like without telling who you are. Yeah. UFOs, man, they have always got me. I honestly believe we are not alone in this world.
Well, it's a big universe. So I mean, how many planets?
But I don't think we're lizard people. I think we're all the same to a point. Obviously, their atmosphere might be different, so certain things would disfigure them from gravity and oxygen and such. They would have to evolve differently. Just like a lot. I'm not tan because I'm in the winter. But if I lived in Hawaii, or not Hawaii maybe, but somewhere really, really hot, I'd be tan.
Yeah, over time, so genetics or whatever.
Yeah. That's, I think the difference is not like, I'm a lizard person, I'm a tiny gray. Well, maybe, but it would have to be I don't think it's...
Yeah, if you just think about our own universe, they know Mars had water on it, and it was probably a planet just like Earth at one time.
Yeah, they think they found a beach.
Yeah, and also, but because of whatever asteroids and getting too close to the sun or too far away from the sun or whatever, it changes and life dies, and that'll probably happen to this planet, no matter how much tax you pay. Climate's changing over time, and one day it'll be the end of the planet. I don't know. It could be billions of years from now. Who knows? But
could be next week.
But if you look at other galaxies and everything that have the same kind of thing, a system around a sun out there and all that, there could be just the right thing.
The Goldilocks planet.
For life.
Goldilocks planet, as they call it.
What's the Goldilocks planet? Bears live there?
No, yeah. No, it means like, it's just right. Like when she has the porridges and she's like, this one's too hot. This one's too cold. This one's just right. And then, the chairs, this one is super hard. This one's super soft. Yeah. It's the Goldilocks planet. You didn't know that? They call it the Goldilocks planet.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's just right. Yeah, it makes sense, right? The Goldilocks planet. I think we're in multiverses. I think we're definitely in multiverses. I think it's interdimensional travel.
You think there's more than one of me? That's pretty scary. Poor bastards out there.
I think there's a skinny version of me out there. I think there's a super successful version of me out there. I'm successful, but super successful.
So that if you go to that new studio, Angel Studios.
Yes.
And you watch a show called, I think it's a movie called Shift. That's exactly what that's about. And shift through the different interdimensionals. Yeah.
Very cool. I'll have to check that out.
There's different versions of you everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. There was another movie I watched like that where they just like the planet showed up and then they were different versions and you got to meet each other and it was kind of cool. Maybe it was Shift. Don't know. Do you remember at the end of the movie, she wasn't going to see herself and then she showed up?
No.
In front of the garage? No. So different movie. Yeah. I mean, with all the CERN's doing and everything, with all the Mandela effects, that's real. I don't care what anybody says. That is freaking real, man. The monocle? I know he had a damn monocle.
Who?
The Monopoly man.
Yeah.
He didn't.
No, sure he did. What are you talking about?
He didn't. They're saying he didn't.
Who's saying?
There was no monocle. Mattel?
I don't believe that. Who?
Yeah, I don't either. Mattel, the mainstream, they're saying he never had a monocle.
What is it? The Monopoly guy.
The Monopoly guy. Never had a monocle.
Monopoly guy, monocle. Also known as Rich Uncle Pennybags.
Well, Mr.
Does not wear a monocle.
Bags. And I call bullshit! There you go. Doug is learning it here on air first. He has not been aware of this Mandela effect.
The planted peanuts guy, however, does.
Yes, he does. The fruit of the loom. The catacomb, the cornucopia. The cornucopia wasn't there. You know how it had the cornucopia and then the fruit inside the cornucopia? On the Fruit of the Loom logo?
Yeah.
Never had a cornucopia.
No.
No, it didn't. You're right. And then what else? The Bernstein Bears versus the Bernstein Bears. I have a problem with that one. And I'll tell you why I have a problem with that one. You were 3 when you read it. Do you really think you're going to remember when you were 3 how to spell a word? So I don't 100% agree with that one.
Wow. There's lots of them.
We just found a rabbit hole for Doug here.
Pikachu's tail.
Yeah,
did it have the black on it or not? Did it help? You can't see that, can you?
No, it's white screen.
Pikachu's tail has the black tips on his tail. Pikachu's tail is just sailed all the way through.
There's some major ones, man. Like the monocle's major.
Risky business costume.
Oh, yeah, right. He had sunglasses, but they said he didn't.
Cruz was wearing a different outfit.
Oh, the headband for Richard Simmons. They said he didn't have a headband. He had a damn headband. See?
Yeah.
He had a headband. So what they're saying, Doug, is if you remember, you were part of that dimension. If you don't remember, you were part of the current dimension. So when CERN set up their machines and everything and it went off, it blew us up and brought us to this dimension. It blew up that dimension and pushed us in to this dimension. And I have a further theory on that, a personal theory. So let's say in this dimension, right? I'm alive, right? You see me, I'm breathing, I'm alive. But in this next dimension, maybe I'm dead. Maybe I was never born. And when I get pushed into the reality of the new dimension, the reason I remember and because I'm now alive and not dead. So that's my theory there. What do you got? Notepad. Uh-oh.
Listen, a segment on the next podcast.
Yeah.
Our favorite Mandela effects.
Oh, I made him a believer. I made him a lover of the Mandela Effect. And the reason it's called Mandela Effect, do you know? Do you know?
Because Nelson Mandela invented it? No. Carney did.
Some say he died in prison. Some say he got out and became president.
Well, he did. Well, I don't know. He didn't become.
See? Or something.
I know he got out of prison. I don't know if he.
No, but others say he died in prison.
Well, they're stupid.
That's where it started. They're stupid. But that's how they got its name, Mandela Effect. I don't know. I don't remember. I didn't really follow that very much, so I don't know that one. And the Bernstein Bears, like we were 3. Did we really know how to spell Bernstein? I don't think so. But I know for a fact I saw a movie called Shazam with Sinbad, with the actor Sinbad, and he says, I never made that movie. That movie doesn't exist. Where he's a genie and...
Okay, we'll be looking into these next episode.
Yeah, so I think that does it for this episode. What I want to say is 2 things. We'll bring up our sponsors, number 1. And then number 2 is what content do you want? Do you want us to continue with this BS politics and continue with that? Or you want us to have a little more fun and talk about movies and culture and Mandela effects and surprise Doug right on air? I mean, what do you want to see?
Yeah.
But the Winston box for big and tall folks, we'll have a link. You still have the links, Doug? We'll have the links in the description.
Yep.
Winston box, you get a monthly subscription or every 3 months of clothes, and you pick your style, your color, your size, and you get a surprise! It's like Christmas every month. You get a box, and use my code Billy Joe Todd, all one word, BILLYJOETODD, and you get 15% off, courtesy of me and Doug here. So you're welcome. And then Red Tooth Outdoors is back in business. We want to talk about that quick.
We're getting back into business. We don't going to be doing a bunch of stuff, Red Tooth Outdoors rentals and getting some of our products back and that kind of stuff. But we're working on it. Nothing's ready yet.
Nice.
Yes, sir. But and coaching,
be sure to be
Mr. Watching. Coaching, you got coaching stuff going on?
Yes, so go to BillyJoeTodd.com. Yeah, I branded myself, BillyJoeTodd.com, and be part of the quest, we call them. Instead of courses, we're calling them quests, to bring you to the next level, changing you on the DNA level, and giving you yourself and your business, bringing you to the next level. So make sure you go to BillyJoeTodd.com. Tell Billy Joe Todd sent you, because I'm branded Billy Joe Todd.
Excellent. Excellent.
All right. Our 2 cents.
That you didn't even ask for. Pull my finger. The end.